Welcome to another installment of Deconstructing Babylon, where we discern the signs and symbols of the mystery religion of Hollywood Babylon. I'm the Discerning Clerk, and I use a biblical framework to deconstruct my favorite movies and your recommendations. Today's selection, Barbie, is neither one of my favorite movies, nor is it a recommendation. It happens to be the most recent movie I've deconstructed on the channel, as it was released in 2023. Yet it does have a callback feel to it that plays on our nostalgia.
Hey Barbie, can I come to your house tonight?
Sure. I don't have anything big planned, just a giant blowout party with all the Barbies and planned choreography and a bespoke song. You should stop by.
So cool.
You can find me under the lights, diamonds under my eyes.
This is the best day ever.
It is the best day ever. So is yesterday, and so is tomorrow, and every day from now till forever. Do you guys ever think about dying?
When my heart breaks,
Some things have been happening that might be related.
when my world shakes.
Cold shower, falling off my roof, and my heels are on the ground. What do I have to do?
You have to go to the real world. You can go back to your regular life, or you can know the truth about the universe. The choice is now yours.
The first one, the high heel.
You have to want to know, okay? Do it again.
Closer I am fine. Closer I am fine.
I'm coming with you.
Okay.
Wow, this is the real world. What's going on? Why are these men looking at me?
Yeah, they're also staring at me.
Barbie in the real world. That's impossible.
If this got out, this could mean extremely weird things for our world. This would be catastrophic!
We haven't played with Barbie since we were like 5 years old. Oh.
No one rests until this doll is back in a box.
Even if nobody else sings along.
Humans only have one ending.
Get that Barbie!
Ideas live forever.
No, I won't let you do just one appendectomy.
But I'm a man.
But not a doctor.
Can I talk to a doctor?
You are talking to a doctor.
I need a clicky pen?
No.
A sharp thing?
No.
There he is. Doctor!
Somebody get secured.
Barbie was one of the first movies I deconstructed for my own discernment process, but I will admit it wasn't easy. At first, I thought the movie was confused about the message it was trying to send. The second time I watched it, I tried not to take it so seriously, even though filmmakers want us to take it seriously. And by the third viewing, I actually enjoyed it and laughed a few times. When I considered including it on my channel, I realized that my own content is a lot like Barbie, which I will elaborate more on in the end. Thank you for tuning in today. Let's just get right to it and see what they show us in Barbie. The movie begins with some sunrise shots over remote wilderness. As the narrator implies, this resembles the beginning of time, or perhaps just the dawn of dolls. In the same desert landscape, several girls are seen playing with baby dolls.
The girls who played with them could only ever play at being mothers.
Suddenly among them, a curvaceous giant woman doll in a dual black and white bathing suit. This is, of course, the original Barbie, who is delighted to watch these little girls destroy their baby dolls in a very violent manner. But that very first Barbie doll spawned countless other Barbie dolls.
Because Barbie can be anything, women can be anything.
I think it's the reverse, actually. Girls play with Barbie dolls, not grown women necessarily. Women can be anything, so the doll fashioned after a woman can be anything, as long as it's slim, beautiful, stylish, and successful. We are then transported to Barbie Land, a mythical land where all the Barbies live.
Just playing chess by the pool.
Not even 5 minutes in, and already two blatant symbols of duality: the black and white bathing suit and a chessboard. This continues when Barbie gets dressed in pink and white checkerboard dress, as the original song playing tells us that pink is the most important color to Barbie. Barbie's routine is nothing of substance. No water in her shower, no milk in the carton, and she can't eat the fake toast. We are supposed to imagine that all the dolls in Barbie Land are in a current state of play, and a direct reflection of the child playing with it.
Yay, space!
Barbie can do anything, but it's only ever based on her outfit. And space? Well, we are in a make-believe world, so... Now we meet Ken. And just like there are many Barbies, there are also many Kens.
Hi, Barbie. Hi, Barbie.
Hi, Barbie.
Hi, Ken.
I can.
Hi, Ken. Hi, Ken. Hi, Ken.
The exceptions to these are Midge, the pregnant doll, and Alan, the possibly gay best friend. Ken is always trying to win Barbie's affection and attention, but it doesn't seem to work. Now, even though the main color is pink and a lot of pastels, we are getting a lot of blue. It's all blue and pink. These shades specifically represent transgenderism on the pride flag, and these colors are ever present throughout the film.
I will beach both of you off at the same time.
That night, Barbie hosts a party for seemingly all the residents of Barbie Land, where the dress theme seems to be white and gold. And while all the girls get to dress how they want within the theme, the Kens all wear the same uniform. Or perhaps this is more like a suit. And even though they are all having the best day ever, Barbie says something, well, strange.
Do you guys ever think about dying?
Ken asks Barbie to stay over after the party, but she refuses him, telling him it's Barbie's dream house alone, and that every night is girls' night only. So Barbie Land has night and day. Time passes, though no one ages, and while Barbie can't eat or drink or drive or shower, she definitely sleeps. This is why I found this movie confusing, and still sort of do. The next day, things with Barbie begin to go wrong. I mean, she is wearing blue and not her signature pink, but when she takes her shoes off at the beach, her normally yet unnaturally pointed feet go flat.
I'm no longer on tiptoes.
The Barbies tell Barbie that she's malfunctioning and needs to visit Weird Barbie, a once beautiful doll destroyed by a girl in the real world. Barbie has to enter through a gate and climb stairs to visit Weird Barbie's dream house on a hill, where she first encounters a dog who can't move on its own.
Welcome to my weird house.
Weird Barbie is meant to know how to fix Barbie's flat feet, and she asks what happened before. Barbie tells her she was having thoughts of death.
You've opened a portal.
I didn't open a portal.
Weird Barbie goes on to explain the connection between the girl in the real world and the doll she's playing with. Barbie then has a choice to go to the real world, find her sad girl, and try to fix her own existential crisis. Or things might get worse.
You have to fix the rip yourself.
So Barbie sets off on her journey to the real world, believing all women everywhere will be so grateful to see her. And she quickly learns that Ken has also secretly tagged along with her. We get some important and interesting symbols as the dolls travel through portals, including dolphins, Saturn, and windmills, until they finally arrive in California on rollerblades.
Barbie, I told you there'd be beach.
But people are not as welcoming as Barbie thought they would be. And the real world is nothing like Barbie Land.
Everything's almost like reversed here.
Ken goes exploring in the city a little, wearing dual black and white Western wear, and we get a shot of a building that resembles Twin Towers, with a sign that says Century City, CC. And as C is the third letter of the English alphabet, this is a symbol for 33, the highest master level of Freemasonry, which is itself a reference to the third of the angels who fell to the earth with Lucifer. Ken is almost overwhelmed by the masculinity he sees in the real world and how men are celebrated. This is in stark contrast to the disrespect he doesn't know he feels in Barbie Land. Yes. Meanwhile, Barbie is trying to connect to her sad girl, and she receives some visions of a young girl with her mother and her Barbies. And as the girl grows up, she grows out of her Barbies and the closeness with her mom.
Well, let's go to the school. Oh, come on.
We are then brought to Mattel headquarters, a stark gray space. A split screen as the FBI called to inquire about the doll invasion into the real world.
This is bad. This is really bad.
All the way at the top, we meet gatekeeper receptionist Gloria, who is sketching Barbie with a dark aura. Behind closed doors, in a bright pink and rainbow boardroom, is the board of directors at Mattel. The president of the board and CEO of the company wears black and pink.
We're in the middle of a major sit-down here, Aaron Dinkins.
We've seen Barbie and Ken mirror this color combination in the real world, but it is not duality, nor is it the same as the trans colors. Typically, we see this color combination symbolize sacrifice. For example, when a celebrity or their family member passes away, The media will show photos of them in black and pink.
If this got out that our dolls were coming to Los Angeles from Barbie Land as life-size versions of themselves roaming the earth?
Meanwhile, Barbie tracks down the sad girl from her visions, Sasha. But Sasha isn't sad. She certainly isn't having an existential crisis or persistent unwanted thoughts of death. Sasha is a mean girl.
You've been making women feel bad about themselves since you were invented.
As Barbie despairs about the failure of feminism she's meant to promote, Ken learns about patriarchy, which he fails to assert in the real world.
I can't even be here!
Mattel officials, looking like feds, find Barbie and bring her in. And Barbie is relieved to know that her creator has a solution to her problem.
If you're agreeable to it, we would love it if you could just get into that giant box.
Before Barbie acquiesces, she questions the entirely male board of directors where the women in charge are. And their answers don't satisfy Barbie.
Get in the box, you Jezebel! What, I can't say Jezebel now?
Queen Jezebel's story can be found in 1 Kings. She was married to King Ahab, and he ruled over Israel during the time of Elijah the prophet. Jezebel worshipped false gods and not the Most High God. She was controlling over her passive husband, the king, and even Messiah refers to her deceitful and alluring spirit in the final book of the Bible. Instead of going in the box, Barbie tries to escape Mattel and ends up in a room quite unlike anything else in the building. It's like a set of a kitchen, warm and inviting, with checkerboard floors, of course, and at the table, drinking a cup of tea, is Ruth.
Real world isn't what I thought it was.
It never is. And isn't that marvelous?
Ruth tells Barbie how to escape, and once outside, she runs into Gloria and her daughter, Sasha. Yes, the executive assistant at Mattel is the mother to the mean girl at school. When the executives give chase, Gloria explains to Sasha and Barbie that she was playing with her old Barbie dolls, and she got sad and weird, which caused Barbie to get sad and weird.
Are you two, like, shining?
No, it's nothing like that.
Are you shining with a real Barbie?
No!
She's talking about the Stanley Kubrick thriller The Shining, a movie that is primarily about ghostly or demonic interactions and gradual possession. Barbie transports Gloria and Sasha back to Barbie Land to hide out from the Mattel execs, and we get the same symbols from before. Windmills, Saturn, another checkerboard, and yes, dolphins. When the trio arrive in Barbie Land, Barbie notices some very strange occurrences. The Barbies no longer seem to be in charge. The Kens are not in their proper place, and the women are serving them.
Something's weird today.
Barbie quickly learns that Ken has taken over her dream house and is using it as a base to teach the other Kens about patriarchy and how men are treated better in the real world.
Don't question it, just roll with it, tiny baby.
The changes Ken has made in Barbie Land are already impacting the real world, creating popular merchandise and a successful Hollywood movie. But the executives are not happy about this, and they pursue Barbie all the way to Barbie Land.
No, I got into this business because of little girls and their dreams, in the least creepy way possible.
Barbie believes that the other Barbies have all been brainwashed, and despite what they tell her, are not happy being in servitude to the Kens. As the new government leaders, the Kens put forward changes to the doll constitution, making the changes permanent.
How's that feel? It is not fun, is it?
Ken still clearly cares for Barbie, but he's trying to prove a point to her. He will not tolerate her constant disrespect and dismissal of him. Barbie despairs over all the changes in Barbie Land that she never desired, and Gloria tries to give her real-world truths.
This is the lowest I've ever been, emotionally and physically.
Weird Barbie brings Barbie to her house on the hill, where some other Barbies are trying to de-brainwash? Unbrainwash? Reverse the Ken's brainwashing. Gloria, Sasha, and Alan come to the weird house where we meet a menagerie of discontinued Barbies and Kens, actual dolls that made it to market but didn't see success. All weird Barbies, if you will.
You know whose dream that is? Nobody. Nobody's dream.
Barbie's existential crisis continues, and she cries to Gloria about not being good enough, to which Gloria tirades about the modern cultural perils of being a woman. And this is the key to undoing the brainwashing for all the Barbies.
But what you said broke me out of it.
And one by one, that's exactly what they do for every Barbie in servitude. Once they've all been deprogrammed, their plan is to turn the Kens against each other. Barbie goes to Ken to plant seeds, and she carries a heart-shaped Chanel bag and wears blatant Chanel jewelry. Coco Chanel, CC, another master Freemason. Plus, it has been suggested by some that Coco herself was a transgender. So this reference feels a bit full circle.
I don't know. I'm gonna have to think about that.
The Barbies' plan works, and the Kens go to war against each other. But it's like West Side Story out here, where it's a dance battle to an original song. Silly, yes, but the entire movie is silly, while trying to be taken seriously.
This is a real hornet's nest in here.
The executives arrive in Barbie Land, and why didn't their clothes change too? Like with Gloria and Sasha. There is no victor in the dance battle, as the Kens declare peace and combine their forces. Meanwhile, they were so distracted, they forgot to change the Constitution, and the Barbies resumed all their positions of power.
And restored all the Barbies' brains and autonomy.
Ken does not want to admit defeat, but more than that, he really doesn't want his life to go back to the way it was.
Huh?
I'm really sorry I took you for granted.
Oh.
This apology from Barbie doesn't mean much, because it doesn't come with any change. Ken is still pushed aside for the sake of Barbie's dreams for her life.
I only exist within the warmth of your gaze.
Truly, Ken was created as an accessory to Barbie, for little girls to play married. Doubtful many little boys had Ken dolls apart from Barbie. All the dolls begin to gain some self-awareness and may be welcome to some permanent changes in Barbie Land.
And one day, the Kens will have as much power and influence in Barbie Land as women have in the real world.
Gloria pitches an idea to the executives of ordinary Barbie, a doll who waffles between mom and president, or President Mom. Yet the only Barbie who is a mom, Midge, is discontinued. It's clear that Barbie's dreams include everything except being a mom.
I don't think I have an ending.
That was always the point. I created you so you wouldn't have an ending.
Barbie creator Ruth Handler somehow arrives in Barbie Land to give Barbie some meaning, but it's all nonsense. Some pastel-hued void where Ruth tells Barbie she can choose to become human and live in the patriarchal real world.
And then you die.
Other than the pastels, I noticed the blue and yellow duality between them. Blue for the moon, yellow for the sun. Barbie has visions of women and girls living ordinary lives, and somehow this makes her a human. But not completely, because as the movie ends, Barbie shows up at a doctor's office to make her a fully functional woman.
I'm here to see my gynecologist.
The reason I typically deconstruct older movies from the 80s, 90s, and early aughts is because the symbolism seems to be a bit more subtle than modern movies and recent releases. It can be more difficult to discern the subtle symbolism, but when you do it, the blatant symbolism becomes so obvious when we watch the newer movies. In the opening of my video, I stated that Barbie felt like my own content, and I want to explain that a bit. Because I sometimes feel like deconstructing movies through a biblical framework is a bit silly, but I want to be taken seriously. At least, I want you to take the Bible seriously. So I understand that my content can be confusing for many. Just like I was confused trying to deconstruct Barbie. In many ways, it seems like writer-director Greta Gerwig likes Barbie. She appreciates what Barbie stands for in terms of feminism. Women can be and do anything, and she doesn't need a man to do it. And I like movies. I call myself a cinephile. I like the escape, the talented artists it takes to make a movie, and the creativity we once saw in filmmaking and storytelling. Yet, the Barbie movie mocks the dolls, creates them in their own image, and blatantly pits women against men in Barbie Land and the real world. Like Greta Gerwig realized Barbie dolls didn't actually live up to their intended purpose. And I feel the same about movies. As much as I like them, I realized that the lies and agendas were transforming worldviews, and belief in God was being transposed onto cinematic themes. But let's talk about Barbie specifically. Ruth Handler didn't actually create Barbie, but fashioned her after a German-made doll called Lily. Don't even get me started on that name, but Lily, Lilith. Wikipedia tells me that the Lily doll was not created as a plaything for children, but instead a gag-type gift for men. I'm sorry, what? Weird. But it also reminds me of cartoons not actually being made for children, but that it eventually evolves that way. Mattel purchased the German company who made the Lily doll in 1964 and continued making Barbie dolls as toys for children. Perhaps this is part of the disconnect felt around Barbie dolls because the doll that inspired them wasn't originally made for children. The Barbie doll was reluctantly brought to market as an option for little girls to imagine play with something other than baby dolls. She was supposedly meant to be a fashion-forward teen doll, with the clothing options a lot of the appeal and to create additional market share. So when the pregnant Midge doll came out, consumers thought this was promoting teen pregnancy, which is why it was discontinued. But it wasn't pregnant Barbie. Midge was a whole different character, like Ken.
Actually, she was discontinued by Mattel because a pregnant doll is just too weird.
Speaking of Ken, he was made as a partner or a boyfriend to Barbie, not a husband, because they were teenagers. But as Barbie lore evolved with the creation of Barbie animated movies, Ken was no longer Barbie's love interest, but just a friend and neighbor. And this movie continued that lore despite Ken's feelings towards Barbie. Now, none of the Barbies or Kens are anatomically correct, thank God, that would be gross. The point wasn't to sexualize the dolls, so then why create a love interest at all? They should have always just been friends, or maybe Barbie's brother, as they made her several sisters. But this also plays into the lack of interest in motherhood. Maybe Mattel thought the market was already saturated with baby dolls, so why make another doll that could represent a mother? Because Barbie can be anything except a mother. She never desires to be a mother, she just wants to wear her cute clothes and have success in the world, all in the name of female empowerment, while tearing down women who are mothers, telling them that dream isn't big enough. Now, I don't think that there is anything wrong with young women getting a higher education or working a high-powered corporate job or even being the breadwinner of their family. I think we should encourage our daughters to have a dream for their lives and to work hard to achieve them. But I do think the feminism pendulum has swung too far to the left because we have forgotten to also encourage our daughters if their dream is to be a mother, to raise the next generation, to find satisfaction and contentment in a slower-paced, home-based life. Okay, I will get off my soapbox and back to the symbolism. The gender blurring was the most obvious to me. I mentioned the pink and blue transgender colors, where the rhetoric around gender is that sex is between your legs and gender is between your ears. To me, this affirms the mental illness that gender dysphoria is, but they say it's because their mind tells them something other than biology, that gender is fluid and can be changed as much as you change your mind. And this movie clearly epitomizes that. Barbie and Ken have no genitals.
And I would just like to inform you, I do not have a vagina. And he does not have a penis.
They don't have intercourse. Again, that would be weird for children's toys. Yet Barbie seems to have a mind like a man. She desires worldly success. She doesn't prioritize her partner. She pursues her dreams in a vacuum. And Ken seems to have a mind like a woman. He acknowledges he was created for Barbie. He prioritizes Barbie, despite being pushed aside. And he doesn't find purpose apart from her. Now, this was probably the point. To switch the gender priorities to make us all see that men in the world are valued more than women, and women always make themselves less than. But this was not what the Most High had in mind when he created man and woman. Woman is the pinnacle of creation. Nothing came after her. She has innate value in the eyes of the Creator. But her role is different than man's. She was formed from the body of a man, but then all men come from her body. Ultimately, the enemy has deceived, destroyed, and caused death to true biblical partnership. This narrative that pits women against men comes from Satan. It has to, because it is in direct opposition to what God made and called very good. Husbands and wives, or even men and women, should not be in competition with each other. We each have a very high calling that is different but still important. We need one another to actually be successful in this life. And maybe this sounds like I'm talking out of both sides of my mouth. I am not trying to tear down men or women, but I really get the impression that Barbie is trying to discredit both. I know the world isn't perfect. I know that men exploit their God-given positions and make women feel less than. I know that women want to take back some of their God-given authority, but it's become a different kind of animal. None of this can be fixed by humans. We cannot make the world perfect, and we cannot make everyone happy. But we can find contentment and rest for our souls in the knowledge of the truth. We can allow God's word to transform our thinking through the renewing of our minds. Now, this was all the outward and underlying theme. Men versus women, patriarchy versus feminism. And these symbols of duality only work to enforce it. The black and white, the blue and yellow, or sun and moon, the CC, or 33, the checkerboards, even Barbie land versus the real world. This was some counterfeit, upside-down imagery. Barbie land seemed to represent some heavenly ideals. Very colorful, very bright, everyone happy and fulfilled, but it comes at the cost of the Kens. They have no homes. They don't even exist outside of Barbie. Contrast this with the real world, very black and white and shades of gray. A place where men rule over women and no one seems happy. Yet Barbie chooses to leave her perfect eternal paradise for gritty, imperfect humanness that ends in death. I do not want to place meaning that isn't there, and I don't want to over-spiritualize a Hollywood movie about a vinyl doll. But there is something spiritual that I want to mention. It does remind me a little bit of Lucifer's fall from heaven. He was the most beautiful angel. He was the most loved by Yahuwah, and he wanted a position that wasn't his to take. As a result, a third of the angels were also removed from the presence of the Most High. They weren't made humans, and they won't die, but I think the symbolism still stands. The dolls in Barbie Land do remind me of an angelic realm. They are subject to the Creator. They don't eat. They don't use the bathroom. They aren't given in marriage. These dolls did sleep, but angels don't. The dolls are set apart from human creation on the earth, but when they mix, chaos ensues, because not even the angels can fix the mess of the earth, even if they wanted to. They will leave that work to the Most High and His Son, and so should we. So I think that's enough for this one. Thank you for enduring to the end. Give the video a thumbs up if you agree, and a thumbs down if you disagree. Remember, these are just my opinions, and I'd love to hear yours in the comments below. Subscribe to the channel if you'd like to see more content like this, but don't follow me. Follow the one who saves you. And until next time, keep looking up.
I'm bummed. You're a bummer. That's a bummer.